Hi everyone, I'm Mikhail from Language Habit. This is a sustainable way to learn languages. If you want to hear more stories, techniques, how to learn foreign languages, subscribe now, follow us. Today we have another interview, this time with Zdenko.
Hi everyone.
With Zdenko we'll be speaking about his path while learning languages and what he has achieved. So there will be 3 simple questions for Zdenko. I think we can start.
Absolutely, let's go on.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you learn English and Polish? Because I heard there's an interesting story behind.
No, absolutely. It just it started actually when I was young. I had the feeling actually that I always knew the English. It's like in my in my veins and everything. So I already started actually to watching movies. I mean, after like when I was 15, because I started to realize maybe to living in Slovakia, to actually have the experience, it's not enough for me. So I wanted to be like just simply to move forward, to try to learn even without the school, even with the school. When I was actually learning the words and everything, it was really interesting to me, absolutely. And it was really fascinating for me. So I really enjoyed that one. And it was actually like self-learning. I really enjoyed it to watch everything. I didn't understand everything, of course, but it was totally like I was into it. And I really was happy about that one. So it's just like natural thing to me. It's even now when I'm doing or watching everything is in English, because directly switching into if there's always an option to actually have the movie in my own language or into an English, because the movie has been produced in US, whatever else, always switching to English, because I can learn all the time. It's impossible. I mean, it's really, to me, it's great experience to actually have that one. So to learn English, really, I felt when I left the school, the only option was for me actually to leave the country. So actually I moved on, I went to UK, and I experienced the language itself. Totally different one, because when you were watching movies, you get the feeling the language is so smooth, but when you came to UK, you get actually totally different words, totally different pronunciations. They, quitting the words so quickly, and they talking too much and too quickly. So it was kind of like impossible, big shock to me. But after the time you adapt, it's always important to just listen sometimes and to understood, not the whole sentence, but the meaning of whatever they said. So, and I had this kind of like the feeling inside me, I totally understand that one. I was really happy about it. So that was actually like English, and it's still ongoing. It will be forever, because it is not my natural language, but I do really appreciate it, and I do love English. In both accent, in US accent, in UK accent, in Australian accent, it's amazing. Absolutely, you have so many more options. So that's like brilliant to me. And the Polish, it's also like kind of like an irony to me, because when I came to UK, I also had the chance not actually to hear only like English, but there was a lot of Polish people, as you may know as well on yourself. So I actually was working in some factories, and I was like moving into a position when I actually become a manager, kind of, and I needed to talk to the people, and they didn't understand even the English. And also, to me, the feeling inside, like, it's not that difficult language. Firstly, I didn't want to speak any Polish, because for me, for the young Slovak boy, I just came to UK, I was like, oh, come on, I will not, speak Polish, because this is not, for me, this is not the language I came to, learn. But after the time, when I was actually growing and, getting older, it was absolutely amazing to get another language. And of course, there was a time when I actually had a girlfriend, and, she was Polish, I fell in love. It was amazing, because, the best thing how you can learn language is actually when you get someone beside you. It's amazing. So this just, escalated quickly, and I becoming like learning and listening. And to me, it was like every day I was in this language. So I understood almost everything. And after like several months, I just started to speak Polish. and really like surprisingly, it was a good one. So I was actually happy with that one, and yeah, it just like with the Polish, it's also amazing because it's a big country, and I just realized, you know, to have that option to speak even Polish, it also gives me a lot of advantages, and I'm really happy about that one.
Okay, that was interesting story, and really, I felt emotional as well. But I want to ask you another question, which will be useful for our audience. So, what are your tips and tricks when learning languages? What you should focus on?
Well, to me, it's again, you know, the feeling like what you need the language for. To me, was I came to UK and I was really like the simple guy from from a village, but I had the feeling, the passion to actually learn because I want to be independent. Like meaning, what is the best feeling if you go into some country and you don't have to like take your parents or anyone else with you. You can be on yourself and you can actually learn and you can ask like something you want. It's always better. I even had a situation when I was actually doing kind of like the business kind of part, and some guy just told me like, I will do the business with you because you are speaking English and you understand. I don't even care maybe about the other guy. He could be good, but he doesn't speak English, so I can't do business with him. So it gives you the opportunity to actually have the feeling and the power to learn and to always go forward. So I always, as I said, I'm watching always the movies, readings, always everything is in English, just to actually to always work on yourself, to move forward. And I'm not saying like Slovak is bad or whatever, but I had this language. I know this language. I was learning that language from when I was born and everything. But to me, it's really important to improve myself and so on. So the thinking like to actually to just be yourself and to have the passion for the language. Whatever language it could be Italian, it could be English, it could be Spanish, because the Spanish people are so warm. So it's also nice when you come to Spain and you get the feeling like the language is so warm. It's not like the Germans, because it's so hard and so tough. But always it's the passion you have, what you want to achieve in the language side and on yourself if you want to be independent. And I do believe that is the most interesting thing. Wherever you will go, you can always count on yourself, which is amazing. You don't need anybody else. So I do believe that is like the best answer to me, answer your question, to have the feeling.
Okay, so based on your experience and based on what you have already told us, I have another question, more in motivational way, direction, this one. What have you achieved so far through languages or thanks to languages?
For exactly, let's example the Polish language. It's another story of my life, and it's a kind of like irony, because when I moved back from being abroad, I was looking for a job here in Slovakia. And as funny as it is, I couldn't find a job like in an English job site. Maybe I was looking wrongly, or maybe something just happened, or it was really like the irony of my life. I just knew that maybe there's a chance to actually find a language like I knew, and it was a Polish one. So I was starting to search like the jobs with Polish, and till now, thanks to the Polish language, actually I was successful to working with 3 companies because of that language. It's really kind of like irony to myself, because I never thought like Polish could be that language that will help me go through my life, through my career, and to move on. But it happened. So to me, when I'm talking to you and to anybody, it's really, it just as it is. It could happen. It could happen to anyone. You never know what will happen. So it is really amazing that the guy that I told myself once that I will never learn Polish, because what for? But after, when I was getting older, I realized it's really amazing language. Firstly, because of the people I met, excepting you, and also like because even so, Polish people are everywhere around the world, and it's always good to have the language. That's why I was saying before, to be independent but it's good for me. Another example, when I'm coming to Poland, I don't feel like, I'm someone from outside of the country. I do feel like I'm a Polish guy. I don't have the background and so on, but when I'm entering the Polish country and I'm going anywhere, I speak the language, and to me it's amazing because I do feel like I am a part of the country. It's the same when I'm going to Czech Republic, to Slovakia, to UK. It's amazing. So really, that's something like I'm looking forward, and I will keep on learning the language and so on.
Okay, Zdenko, thank you for this amazing story, really motivational one. And what can I say? I would really hope that everyone has a passion like you have, personal connection with the language, and see the world as you do. So guys, this is another amazing example what you can do with languages and why to study foreign languages. I think we'll hear about you in the future, and thank you again, guys. If you want to see more stories like that, subscribe to our channel, follow us, whatever you can find us. Thanks again.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.